Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you like today's cheetah print look. I even did it on my eyes. Look how cute. So today's video is themed off of the subculture Decoden. Now Decoden was huge in the early 2010s. Decoden phone cases, mirrors, iPods, it was all over the place. And I truly loved it. As a kid, I was obsessed with it, mostly because I love the idea of fake food, and Decoden was like merging that with accessorizing, and what more can you possibly ask for? So what even is Decoden? Decoden is a Japanese style of phone case decoration that was really popular in the early 2000s. The main components that it comprises of is heavy embellishments like rhinestones, cabochon, and fake cake frosting. Now, this type of phone decoration was really popular in the early 2000s in Japan, but it hit the West and made a huge boom in the early 2010s. Since its popularity, many toy companies have tried their hand at making a Decoden kit, this making the craft more accessible for beginners and kids. So in today's video, I wanted to try out 3 different Decoden making kits from Japan, from the company ゚, Decote, or Decode, and Whipple. Using these kits, I also planned to make my own Deco case. Since the craft originated by making decorated phone cases, I thought, why not make one myself? I've always wanted one. So all 3 of these kits are discontinued and no longer able to purchase normally, so I had to buy these kits using today's sponsor, ゚ Japan. You know your girl is always using ゚ Japan, I'm sorry. Just, there's so many things that I want that are pretty exclusive to Japan only and usually discontinued and no longer sold in stores, so I usually have to get my stuff secondhand on ゚ Japan. If you don't already know, ゚ Japan is a Japanese proxy service. You can buy items on Yahoo Japan Auction and Mercari from your house, get them sent to ゚'s warehouse, and ゚'s warehouse will send those items to you. And I personally use this service myself. I've been using it for over 3 years now. So thank you so much for ゚ Japan for sponsoring today's video. We're gonna just get right into this video where I'm going to review these 3 kits and then make my own Deco phone case. So let's get into reviewing these 3 kits.
Before I get started on making some accessories, I ended up picking up 3 of these books on ゚ Japan just so I could fully immerse myself into the visual aesthetics of Decoden. Now, I thought these were really cool because all of these books really capture the aesthetics and look that Decoden had going at the time, and it also came with little tutorials and extra ideas on what to Decoden. These books go into detail of all the items you can decorate, accessories like iPhone cases, iPods, headphones, charms, accessories, and really anything. I'm going to be using these books just as a point of reference so I can look back in case I need some ideas on how to put together some of my accessories. Alright, so here are the first kits we will be testing out. ゚ seems to be a manufacturing company in Japan that sells DIY kits relating to jewelry making. They sell a lot of supplies like resin, silicone molds, and charms. So this is all the supplies that this kit in particular comes with. The reason I was very interested in getting this is that it came with its own pre-made colored frosting, and it utilizes sponge instead of plastic pieces for the cake part. These kits were also incredibly cheap, $5 for 2, so I was curious to see the quality and the results that this kit would produce. I don't know if ゚ makes Decoden kits like this anymore, but I don't think they do, as I was only able to find resin charm kits like these instead. So with the instruction panels out and all of the supplies ready to go, I then prepped my cream and all my other tools to get ready to Decoden this cute little cake.
Ooh. Not off to a great start, guys.
So upon first try, the cream seemed to be completely fine. It was piping out really well. The issue is that the cream would not stick to the sponge at all, and every time I would pipe a dollop out, it would just want to come right off that sponge. So I started adding a little bit more force and trying to pipe all in one go in order to get a nice seamless piped outer corner. Once I had gotten my technique down, I feel like it was piping out a lot better, and the result was looking a lot better as well. Because I was having issues with putting the cream in the center, just dolloping it on, I decided to just mix the center since there was just going to be a bunch of cabochons just completely covering the middle of this cake, so it's okay if it didn't look perfect. And the instructions on the pamphlet just said to put the little beads in the middle section of the cake, so I added that and then stacked them on top of each other. Now that the base was done, we can move on to the fun part of DECODEN, which is the decorating aspect of it. To help elevate some of the decoration, I decided to use the last bit of cream I had to place at the very top, so my little decorations would have a nice place to sit upon. And this kit came with amazing side pieces. Like the cabochons it came with were so good. I loved these little ice creams. They had so much texture and they looked so realistic. And of course, the best part is putting some of the tiny jewels and beads as a last bit of embellishment. At this point, I was really feeling this little cake. I feel like once I put the decoration on top and added some of my extra little rhinestones and beads, this all came together. I felt like it was really sloppy at the start, but I completely changed my mind at this stage and thought it looked really good.
That was terrifying. That's what those people on those cake shows must feel like when they're like transporting their cake onto the table. Oh my god.
Listen, this cake is from my cousin and my sister-in-law, okay? You guys filled it like my you-know-what. It looks like crap.
Now that the sides were covered and looked a lot better, I feel like you can't really tell that I had trouble piping the icing in the first place. Except for the back. I'm gonna pretend that the back looks fine, no one's gonna see that. But there's the cake, it's done! We're now moving on to her sister, the chocolate cake. I feel like now that I know what I'm doing, this will be a lot easier to make than the first try. We're working with the same tools, although I did notice something when I was looking at the components, that the frosting was a lot more harder and stiff than the pink one. It felt almost more like clay than it did frosting.
So when opening the frosting in this kit, I noticed it was so stiff, like it feels like clay. So I put it in here. So I'm going to mix it a little bit with some Deco simulation cream that I bought to see if it will help make it a little more runny. Okay, I think I got it to the texture I'm looking for, so I'm gonna put it in the piping bag and we'll see how this goes.
So something I noticed I messed up in the first kit was that in the instruction pamphlet it said to pretty much put a good amount of cream on the base before you start piping onto the sponge, and this is probably why my icing wasn't sticking to the sponge, but I was able to remedy this time and put a good layer of the cream on the very top of the sponge. And the reason I mixed my Deco cream with this one is that the Deco one is really runny and doesn't hold shape very well, so mixing the two together made a pretty much ideal texture. And I love how it looks. I feel like this chocolate looks so real. It was so tempting to eat. Like it really did look like real chocolate. On the downside, I did run out of frosting, so I didn't have enough to fill up every corner of this little sponge. At this point, I'm repeating the same process as I did with the strawberry cake, adding some beads in the middle filling, and then I'm going to take the top piece of the sponge and just put it directly on top. I then mixed it all up and got it ready for the decoration process. And once again, the little pieces that you're supposed to decorate this cake with are wonderful. I did throw in a little bit of my own stuff, but pretty much used the entire decoration, beads, and everything that came with this kit. It was all so great, and I really liked this kit in particular because it was all chocolate themed, and I love chocolate, so this was a really fun one to put together. I really like using the beads because these are really any type of beads you can get from anywhere. They're like jewelry kit making beads, and I feel like it really finishes the cake off. And there you have it, that is the finished chocolate cake. Overall, the Arubero kit was a complete success. I feel like it was really great for beginners to use, and I feel like this kit was really high quality for the price I paid for, and overall looks amazing. Moving on to our next kit is Decote, or Decote. I really hope I'm saying that right. Decote is an interesting kit I came across. Produced by the toy company Takara, it is a discontinued Decoden kit that came out in 2008. I believe with a goal to get children into pastry decorating. This kit was made in collaboration with Mont St. Clair, a famous pastry chef in Japan who makes high-end French-inspired sweets. Let it be known that this guy isn't just some rando on the box. He's a very successful pastry chef, making this collaboration very unique compared to the other Decoden kits. So here I am opening the kit up, and here's everything it comes with. I'm once again really excited to try out the cream in this kit. It feels really malleable and still really soft. And all of the other pieces are very exciting. It seems to be a heart truffle themed kit. There honestly was not much information out there about this brand at all since it's been discontinued for a while. All I could really pull from was some images on Google, like the kits I found advertised on Mont St. Clair's website, and on this pamphlet listing for other kits that contain different bases such as macaroons, pudding, and tarts. I do think it's cool that they used to sell the cream separately as well. On here you can also see the prices. One of these kits goes for about $20 and the cream goes for about $10. What I really like about this kit is that it came with a couple extra nozzles. It came with a smaller star tip nozzle, a bigger star tip nozzle, and a nozzle to pretty much close this entire thing. So in case you wanted to save the cream for later and use it again, I thought that was really cool. Compared to all the other kits, this one had the best cream hands down. I think this cream was silicone based, or just might straight up be silicone since it dried rubbery. I did think the quality of it was a lot better than the other creams, and I really like that it comes pre-packaged for you. It's in its own piping bag already, and it came with a lot of extra nozzles. Here I decided just to do a couple basic designs, a couple swirls. It was pretty easy to pipe out, so I didn't have that much trouble. Once I had the piping down, I was able to use some of the accessories. I actually really like the roses. I usually don't like roses on Decoden stuff, but I thought this one was kind of cute. And it also came with a little chocolate butterfly. This kit didn't come with that many beads or embellishments, so I had to improvise and use some of my own stuff. But overall, I think out of all the kits, this might be my favorite one, mostly because I think the aesthetic and overall look of this kit is very early 2000s Deco. And with that, we have our two little keychains ready to go and ready to dry. From the toy company that brought Calico Critters, or Salvanian families depending on where you are in the world, comes another great toy from the company ゚, this time trying their own hand at a Decoden making kit. This being the most well-known and still sold to this very day Deco kit known as Whipple. Whipple is a pastier toy making kit that focuses on decorating keychains and trinket boxes. This was Japan's most successful Deco making kit and has been a very popular toy for children up to this very day. At the moment, Whipple works with many licenses like Disney and Illumination, but for the purpose of this video, I wanted to get a Whipple kit that was more akin to their older sets. Now, I have a lot of personal love for this brand, as Whipple was able to make their way to the States and was even sold at places like Walmart and Toys R Us here in America.
Okay, the thing is, Whipple kits used to be sold in Toys R Us, and this was like a huge thing for me because I remember searching up like how to find it, and I found that there was one at my local Toys R Us, and I remember like begging my parents to take me to Toys R Us when I was like 13, which is like, you know, I'm a little too old to be shopping at Toys R Us, but I really wanted a Whipple kit. So I took my parents and I bought myself a Whipple gingerbread house, and that was just a lot of fun for me. I have so many fond memories of using Whipple as a kid because it was the most kind of like child-friendly Decoden kit you could get your hands on.
I've always loved the quality of Whipple kits, and I love the variety of different kits that they sell. You can decorate cakes, cupcakes, crepes, cookies, and parfaits, all with a variety of different techniques. Because of that, I picked up an unopened Whipple kit for myself, and we will see how it compares to the other kits that I tried in this video. So the first thing I can say right off the bat is that Whipple kits come with a lot of accessories. You're getting your bang for your buck. You're getting quite a bit of accessories to make keychains with, and I was really excited to try these out. Similar to the last kit we tried, Whipple comes with its own cream, and it comes pre-packaged, ready to go, and ready to pipe. However, what I've noticed with the Whipple cream itself is that it seems to be non-silicone based. Whipple dries very fast and very hard, and I feel that this may have caused some problems for me, and I feel like you can tell right off the bat that this was incredibly hard to pipe out. But I try not to let that stop me as I continued on making this chocolate eclair. Although the issue with the Whipple cream got a lot more intense when I had to do a lot of piping in one segment, this tiny cream puff really hurt my hands. I realized that this is not really the fault of the Whipple cream itself, and more probably just because this kit is very old. I've used Whipple cream in the past and it's been completely fine, so I really think this was just due to aging. To spice up some of our decorating, I bought these brown glue sticks, and these were wonderful when making this kit because I was able to just add on some chocolate drizzle onto a lot of my stuff here. Using the hot glue gun is so much better than I think just using resin, which is what I usually would do, and I honestly think just looks a lot better. I really like how incredibly realistic this looks to actual chocolate. So here are some of the key charms I made with the Whipple kit. So far, I think they look really cute, and I'm excited to continue making more of these. At least I was, until I got to this part of the kit.
God, this stuff is like...
I was actually seriously hurting my arms and my hands trying to squeeze this out. I got really frustrated, so I decided to fill up the middle of this cake with just some hot glue, and then decided to do what I could at the very top. I just wanted to get it over at this point. It was so incredibly painful and so straining on my arms that I just didn't want to do it anymore. At this point, I kind of just gave up on this little trinket and decided to put some last minute little beads on it and call it a day. I was pretty happy with what I had already, and I plan to revisit this kit another time with some other creams, but what I have right now I'm really proud with.
What I did notice when purchasing my Whipple kit is that most of the Whipple kits that were being sold didn't come with any cream at all, and most of them were just being sold as the little pieces. And honestly, if you wanted to make your own Decoden phone case, I maybe would recommend getting one of these, and you can make a phone case out of the items it does come with. Or if you had your own cream, you could just go ahead and buy it if you wanted the plastic pieces. But yeah, it's cute though. Look at the box it comes in. Very adorable.
So now I'm going to get into making my own Decoden case. A huge staple of Decoden is the iPhone cases that were popularized at the time, and I would be a fool to not make one myself. So I'm starting off with a clear case I got on Amazon and decided to scratch it all up so the silicone has something to grab onto. Using an X-Acto knife and a nail filer, I'm just filing and roughing up this phone case. Really getting in there. Once that was done, using the hot glue gun previously filled with the brown colored hot glue, I go in and I do some chocolate drips all along the side of this phone case.
So I set up my reference on where I want everything to go like this, and then I'm taking reference from this one and this one.
Using the extra pieces from my Whipple cream kit, I added some resin onto my biscuit, and I also added some fake sugar onto my cookie, and I decided to use these pieces and turn them into embellishments for my phone case. Once I had a good idea of where I wanted everything to be, I grabbed the excess cream I had left over from the Deco tea kit, and I decided to use it to make the cream on my phone case. And here, similar to how I did the cakes, I'm just lining the outer edge with the piping, and after I line the outer edge, I'm going to fill in the middle and just mix everything around. I did have a fear that I wouldn't have enough cream for this, considering I was just using the excess from the last kit, but it seemed like the case was filling up and we still had a good amount of cream left over, so everything was going quite well, until something went wrong.
Oh god, it reopened. my gosh. It's opening everywhere. This is like a different spot. This stuff really wants to get out. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's like all over my hands now.
Due to how old the bag was that the Decote cream came in, it started kind of opening in the edges and the bag was deteriorating a little bit. I didn't notice this until it literally exploded when I was making this phone case, but I put it in a new bag and I was able to finish off the rest of the case. As I was placing these biscuit pieces, anytime I would see an opening, I would just fill it up with some cream so there wouldn't be any kind of sloppy bits showing up. I basically wanted to cover all my mistakes, so all these cute little charms will be covering up any sort of hole or gap within the frosting. I then added my last little resin piece that I made out of a mold, and then I placed that in there and just cleaned up the edges a little bit, and then added, of course, my last little pieces, the most important pieces, the little jewelry bits.
I think we did it!
And with that, the Decoden case was done. I let this case sit for about 2 days and then gave it a little trial run, tried it out, and everything was perfect. I mean, look at this case. I am so happy with it. I was so glad I had enough supplies to make the Decoden case, and the fact that it turned out so well just makes me really happy. I love it! Look at how cute it is! Alright, here is everything I was able to make with all of the 3 kits together. I'm honestly blown away with the results that these kits produce. Like, I love the kind of strawberry chocolate biscuit theme that all of these little trinkets have, and I think just overall it turned out so much better than I was expecting. Like, honestly, it looks really good, and I can't wait to use these accessories on all my bags and backpacks.
Okay, here it is, the finalized phone case. I am so obsessed with it. Look at this. I've already done a test run. I've already put my phone inside of it, taken it out, and it did really good. Nothing fell off, which I was really happy with, and it handled pretty well. Despite how incredibly chaotic it was trying to make this, I think it turned out so good, and this is something that I feel like 11-year-old me would have wanted so bad, and I'm so glad I get to have it. Like, hello? Sorry, I'm busy. Like, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's adorable. And of course, I ended up putting some of the charms that I made on my cute little bag here. And I think it's so cute as well, just to match the cheetah print theme, you know. So I ended up putting some of the charms on my bag. I think it looks really good. I really like it. So cute. I love it. Alright, that was the video. This video wasn't supposed to be this long, but I had a fun time making it, and I hope you guys liked it too. This is for all my Decoden girlies out there. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for the love on my second room tour. It was really nice being able to talk to other collectors, and I was really happy to hear the response that you guys also wanted a fashion video, so that is in the works. And I just wanted to thank you guys for the continued support. I love making YouTube videos, and I'm going to try to do it on a more monthly based schedule. I know posting a video a month is not the greatest schedule, but I do put a lot of time and effort into editing my videos. A lot of people think that I have an editor or I have someone who does all the drawings and digital assets, but I do pretty much everything for my entire YouTube channel. I edit, I draw, I create the content. It's literally all done in my bedroom, so, you know, It does take me a little while to come up with videos and to push them out as fast because I put so much work into them. I also just opened my art shop, so if you guys want to buy some of my art and prints, you can purchase them here, including my YouTube banner. I thought it turned out really cute, so if you guys would like to have that YouTube banner in your room, you can get it here. So if you want to see more of my art, follow me on Instagram. If you would like to keep up with just like my lifestyle stuff, you can check me out on TikTok or Twitter. And of course, check out my shop if you would like to purchase my artwork and support me as an artist. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! This is probably because the Whipple kit comes with... Hello? Dad?